What's good, Brodies and Babes? This is the Dynasty Bros Fantasy Football Podcast, episode 117. Man, we getting up there. This is where you come for your fantasy football needs and to chop it up about the latest NFL news. I am Dynasty Bro Dot here with my co-bro.
Dynasty Bro Vic, a.k.a. Chief Sosa FF, here without my DJ.
I had to leave it blank for a second, man, to make it look like we was trying to fake y'all out. But nah, he ain't here, man. But we about to be right back with the sauce coming up, man. But we had to come to y'all to do the end of the season recap, man. We seen a good Super Bowl. We seen all the coaches get hired now going forward. So we're starting to, shape what the next season is going into, even though for us it never ends. So I'm excited, man, going forward. We get the, combine coming up. We get to talk about these rookies coming up. But basically today we're going to talk about, the Super Bowl game. We're going to talk about the guys that were in the Super Bowl and just talk about their outlook going into next season, whether, they lost some love or they're going to get some more or they stayed the same. And it was some big names in the Super Bowl, some guys that, did it all season that we need to make sure that, are we still going to believe that going forward, and some guys coming back from injuries? Just a lot, man. So we're going to just basically go through team by team and see where we stand going into them next season, man. You feel me?
I'm with it, bro.
All right, man. So let's do this, bro. We the bros. Damn, I miss Avo.
It's cool. He back next week. But let's get into this. What's the word, man? So we're gonna be in and out as always. A lot's been happening since the Super Bowl. I do want to start with shout out to Bleacher Report Gridiron. So Jamar Chase is basically Joe Burrow's new neighbor. Apparently, he went up and down the street asking every neighbor if they willing to sell their house until he found one. So Jamar Chase is living on Joe Burrow's street. So
Joe Burrow, is that the name of the street?
Maybe, but hey, which nickname are we settling on? You like Joe Burr or Joe Shiesty?
Joe Shiesty, that's my dog.
Hey, I gotta go with Joe Shiesty, man. That's one I like.
But Pooh, I'm really shiesty. That's hard.
Yeah, something like that. I can never get that line right, but it's still hard. But let's keep it pushing, man. So shout out to at least the halftime performance at the Super Bowl. If you guys saw, star-studded. We had 50 Cent, Mary J. Blige, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Kendrick. I don't think I missed anybody.
Hey, Anderson .Paak was playing the drums. I don't know if anybody ever caught that, but yeah, shout out to Anderson .Paak too.
All right, but of course, during the performance, Eminem took a knee. Now, of course, there's a lot of controversy around that, meaning was it intentional? Was it to, disrespect the flag? But you basically got a lot of conversation around that. But if you guys noticed, during that moment, Dr. Dre was transitioning, and he did a Tupac medley. That's when Eminem took a knee. From my perspective, I didn't even realize he was taking a knee until after the fact. You know what I mean? Like, basically, I didn't think nothing of it, especially since, the national anthem wasn't playing. I just thought he was overwhelmed or, just having a moment. That's how I look at it initially. But after seeing, the different comments and storylines or, let's call it allegations around it, what are your thoughts on it, man, as far as Eminem?
I ain't gonna lie, I seen a tweet or something before it happened. He was like, hey, Eminem, just don't go out there and take a knee. And he was like, so basically you want me to take one. Bro, Eminem gonna do what he want to do. Like, you can't tell him what to do. He's a person that done made his name and done made his money, and he know who he is. So if he want to stand for anything, he's gonna do it. If he don't come out and speak on what he did it for, making assumptions is pretty stupid. But he did what he did. Until he come out and say what he did it for, then we should probably just leave it alone. Hey, can I say something even though we're supposed to get in and out?
I agree. Go ahead.
I went to El Emporium out south, bro, to watch the Super Bowl, and blasting throughout the whole bar. Super Bowl halftime start. They turned it down. And I was about to get up and complain, but another man got up and started complaining. They turned that shit back up. Man, it was just trash. It was a trash moment inside a bar for a split second, but they corrected their wrong.
That's what's up, bro. I'm glad they righted the ship, man.
They must didn't know Eminem was coming out. I don't know, man. Maybe just thought it was a.
They didn't know Eminem was coming out. All good. All right, man. Let's keep it pushing, man. But shout out to Brian. Shout out to Brian Flores. So we actually recently just got hired onto the Pittsburgh Steelers staff. So he's a senior assistant, and he's also overseeing the linebackers as well. So shout out to him.
Strip that man of a head coaching job.
Yeah.
It's trash.
Hopefully he gets another opportunity, at least to be a head coach. But at least right now, running with the Steelers, he's with a good organization. So while the lawsuit's in progress too. So All right, man. A couple more things, then we'll get out of here, man. Of course, there's been a lot of All-Star games going down, but I want to shout out the HBCU Legacy Bowl. That just went down over the weekend. That was down in New Orleans. So it's the historically black college university. Basically, it's their bowl to highlight, some guys who wants to have a shot at the league. And I know Patrick Mahomes, his one of his organizations is like one of the lead sponsors over that. So shout out to Pat for giving HBCUs a shining a light on those guys. So it was down in New Orleans. It was the first year, so hopefully it's something that they can keep going. And then I do want to shout out the NFL, at least shout out the NFL Draft Combine. So that's back here in Indianapolis. Of course, last year we didn't have it because of the pandemic, but agents are getting together basically to boycott the combine. And basically right now they're just upset about the bubble restrictions. Basically, they want to keep the prospects in a tight bubble, meaning they're not even supposed to leave outside the bubble. So the reason why the agents are pushing back just because that limits what these guys can do from getting exposure to different teams and, owners and front offices, things like that. So at the end of the day, they feel like players should be able to take control of their careers, and keeping them in a bubble kind of restricts that. So that's what the boycott's all about.
Facts. I seen that. And we got to get to that HBCU Classic next year.
Yeah, I'm with it, bro. But that's all I got for the news, man. Anything else you want to add?
Hey, follow me at DynastyBro on Instagram and Twitter. Follow the main Instagram page, DynastyBrosFF. What about you, Vic?
Yeah, you can follow me at ChiefSosaFF, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast, Dynasty Bros FF, wherever you're listening. Now streaming everywhere. And follow our DJ AVOLXVE, on the gram and on the Twitch.
Bro, you spell that better than him every week. I hope he feels some type of way.
Shout out to DJ Avo. All right, bro. Hey, flag on the play, man. I actually do got a flag.
Go ahead. What's the flag on the play?
I got 2 flags.
All right, what's your 2 flags?
Damn, man, you sleepy?
Nah, bro. It's been a long day, bro. It's been a long day. My bad. Hey, I'm not tired of y'all. I'm just,
tired of me?
Nah, not you either, bro. I told you, bro, I've been up and moving. I ain't slept in like 3 days.
Okay. All right, but my first flag actually go to myself, Dynasty Bro Vic. So if you remember a couple weeks ago, I flagged the Houston Texans, and I felt they were going through the motion with their hiring of, black candidates. And what do? A couple weeks later? They hired Lovie Smith. Hey, you think they did that just stay under the radar, giving the whole...
Hey, bro, don't drag me down.
We got to talk about it, man.
Don't drag me down into this conversation, brother.
Nah, this is my flag. I own it. But shout out to the Texans. They hired Lovie Smith. So he was the defensive coordinator for the Texans. So he's African-American coach.
Man, he said they said he wasn't even on their radar, and then all of a sudden they just made a last-minute pivot. And I heard that a lot of teams do that, but I don't know. In the landscape of things, how everything look, it can still look kind of fishy. So I don't even think you have to give yourself a flag.
I'm gonna take the flag initially, but it looks kind of like a all right here.
Damn, we should have kept the black guy. Let's just
the other black guy. What's his name again?
Dude, he's on your staff. Oh, the Lovey guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Let's go get that Lovey guy.
All right, man. So we'll see, man. But shout out to them. They did make that hiring there. So yeah. And then my other flag goes to myself. I got another flag. Still got a Christmas tree up.
You still do?
Yeah, bro.
What, you came in and seen mine gone?
No,
or did you come here like knowing this was gonna be your flag?
No, I came here knowing it. But I will say this: it is a nice, you know what I mean. Like as far as like, how like you chill in the living room. Netflix
are you about to make it okay to still have it up?
Listen, just listen. Sometimes you don't want this bright ass light on. You just want a nice little lamp. So the Christmas tree is a nice lighting.
You just get a lamp?
Christmas tree offers a nice lighting than a lamp.
That big ass tree, bro. How big of a tree you got?
Probably, I don't know, it takes up a full
tree.
Yeah, it takes up a corner.
My guy don't give a shit about his house space, bro.
But look, let me say this: I was walking through the neighborhood and I saw somebody else that had their tree up, so I didn't feel too bad.
Made you feel better. Hey, our community. As long as it look okay. Sometimes if somebody else doing it, you feel less bad about you doing it.
Yeah,
that's us, bro.
But that's my flag though. So 2 flags, man. You got any flags?
Yeah, man. I've been prepping my food. I got all my fruits and veggies ready. I try to meal prep now at the top of the week because being on second shift throws off everything. And I feel bad. I didn't plan on making this tuna salad and then expect to have company. I forgot Vic was coming over, but I committed to it. So I got the candles lit. I got the Glade plugins going, but you can still smell the fucking tuna. And I feel so bad that me and Vic got to sit through this because I thought I was going to sit through it by myself. My bad, bro.
I just want to let
you know this ain't how my house usually smell, bro. Sorry, man.
It's all good, man. I didn't peep the candles, man.
I got the crackers and the croissants.
Candles for me?
The candles is when you blow them out, it give you this like burnt candle smell, kind of mask what's going on. But I forgot to blow them out, so the salmon fish smell is booming right now.
It's all good, bro.
Business is booming.
You go by Ye now. All right, bro. Hey, let's jump into this end of the season recap, man. So let's start with the Super Bowl. Of course, it was a good game, man. So of course we saw the Rams pull it out 23-20 over the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
Man, hell of a performance by Aaron Donald, bro. He had some key moments, man, and he literally like took over the game when he needed to. Then also we saw Jalen Ramsey. He didn't really have the best playoff performance. I mean, almost every week you saw him just getting burnt.
Bro, he was getting fucked up.
He was. Even on that last play with Darnold, bro, if he didn't get to that sack, Chase was open down the sideline. But
we not gonna talk Cooper Kupp.
Oh yeah. We're gonna walk through. Let's start with the QB room, bro. And walk it down.
He deserved to be in this before we start talking about stuff. Shout out. You went Ramsey, you went Donald. We gotta talk.
Shout out Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, shout out Cooper Kupp. That's it. I just wanted to say he balled out too. Came up clutch plays.
All right, man. Let's start with the QB room, man. So let's start with the Rams. So of course Matt Stafford, man, he went 26 of 40, 283 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Of course, he was moving the ball early. Looked like Odell was his favorite target early on. Of course, we're going to touch on the Odell injury. But, man, what are your thoughts about Stafford and his performance? And then we can get into, how we feel about him going forward in Dynasty.
I love Stafford. I love him balling out, man. So, he made the plays that he needed to, made the throws he needed to. So, but you did see him make throughout this playoffs, man. You see him make a lot of boneheaded throws, man. He really got to cut that out because he fumbled the bag almost 2 games in a row. So he got to cut that shit out going into next season, especially if they want to make a run to a repeat.
Yeah, and then like you said, he'll make the boneheaded throws, and then he'll make the slick plays like the no looks over the middle, perfect pass to Cooper Kupp.
Facts.
So it's like a give or take, man. But at the end of the day, he's 34 years old right now, so he's gonna be 35 going into next season. His 14th year. Is Stafford a guy? Are you looking to move him at this point in Dynasty, or are you going to ride him out? What are your thoughts?
You got to ride him out, bro. He's still tied to Sean McVay's system, and he got arguably the best wide receiver in the league. And like I said, I know it looked like they may not have Odell. Even if he comes back, they won't have him early, but they should have Robert Woods back, and we forgot how good he was actually playing before he went down. He was playing good, being involved. He does so much for that team. Another year, Van Jefferson. Yeah, man, you got to love Stafford being tied to the Rams, man. So, yeah, I love him going forward. He's still at that age where he can give you 3 good seasons in Dynasty.
Yeah, I agree. I do want to see the Rams bring in another pass catcher, just given the Robert Woods injury and then Odell. So, it seems like, the Rams started to fade Van a little bit, but he did come up, with some key catches throughout the playoffs here and there. But for the most part, it's the Odell and Cooper Kupp show. And then, like you said, fast forward, let's insert Robert Woods. All right, man, let's hop over to the Bengals QB room. So Joe Burrow, man, 22 of 33, 263 yards, and a passing TD, man. At the end of the day, his O-line didn't do him no justice. Of course, we saw him, at least against first round against the Titans, all those sacks. And, man, I already knew that Rams D-line was going to be overpowering for Joe Burrow, but he did what he could with it. But at the end of the day, love me some Joe Burrow, especially in Dynasty, man. He's one of my top 5 QBs in Dynasty.
Facts, top 5. If they get him an offensive line, man, sky's the limit. He got 2, arguably the best Dynasty duo receivers. And then Tyler Boyd is just the ultimate third receiver that you would want on your team. If they figure out a consistent tight end play, it's going to be crazy. I just love Joe Burrow's confidence, man. If they do him right, long as they don't Andrew Luck him, it'll be good, bro. Top 5 Dynasty.
All right, bro. Let's stay on the Bengals side of the house. So let's look at the running back room. Joe Mixon, man. So, of course, we saw him throw that touchdown pass in the Super Bowl, which was nice. But he had 15 carries, 72 yards, 5 catches for 5 catches. But he only had like a yard. I don't know how that works. But
catching the ball behind the line of scrimmage a lot.
But here's my main concern about Joe Mixon. He was off the field on 3rd down, bro. Like, it was a lot of Samaje Perine and Chris Evans on 3rd down, man. Like, what's up with that? That
was the biggest argument that, especially after Gio left, we was like, we got to see an increase. It's a coaching situation, man. They planned that in practice to have those guys in. The issue is he's the best guy on the field, even on 3rd down. So you need to start having plays for him. Like those packages shouldn't be made without him. So like those guys are on the field because they practice those packages without mixing on the field, and that sucks. He had one of the best seasons that he's probably had the best season that he's had since he's been in the NFL, especially in fantasy. And it still doesn't feel like it. I still hear nobody talk about like I want to go Joe Mixon. He's not like, oh, he got to be like 25. So like tied to one of the best offenses going forward, man. You should rank him higher, man. He's pretty much committed to that team. I think they need to use him better though.
Yeah, he was the RB4 on the year, but you know, seeing him not get the full workhorse load makes you wonder, like, are they load managing him? You know what I mean? Because he was banged up the previous season, so it's like, are they just being precautious with him and just managing his workload? But I do think Joe should have all that work. He can handle it, and it goes to show, bro. Even at the end of the game, like, basically Burrow had to throw a duck to Samaje Perine. You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't you have Joe Mixon out there?
Facts. Even that the play before, they ran the ball with him.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, Joe Mixon, they would have got that 3rd and 1 if they would have ran it with Mixon, bro. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. All right, man, let's jump up to the Rams running back room. So, of course, let's start with Cam Akers, man. So, he had 13 carries for 21 yards, 3 catches, 14 yards. Man, how do you feel about Cam going forward?
He scares me. He scares me because I think he wasn't ready to come back, and he came back early, and even though he might have had flashes of that explosiveness, I don't think he was ready to really be out there on the field. He wanted to go help his team. He wanted to take part in that run, which he did.
Yeah.
But I think he's a toss-up. I don't know what's happening now. It left room for Darrell Henderson to come back and play. I don't think Sony Michel's coming back. I think his contract's up. But Henderson will be back next year. He got right off IR and got right back into the run, especially in the pass game. So I don't know. I don't know if it'll be a 50-50 thing. I know we enjoyed watching him get the lead when it was just Sony Michel back there, but I think they do like Darrell Henderson, bro. And I think they're going to be splitting time, man, if both of them are healthy at full strength.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we saw some bursts with Cam, but as the game goes on, you just see it fizzle out. At the end of the day, I've already moved Cam for a 23 first. I'm comfortable with that. Just seeing how everything played out with the playoffs. I don't want to get into the offseason and early next year. And like you said, he came back early from an injury. Maybe that might set him back going into next year. We'll just have to see. Time will tell. But at the end of the day, usually it's tough to come back from those type of injuries. But from a real-world NFL perspective, he helped his team get a Super Bowl ring. That's the most important thing. That's what these guys care about. So, but from a fantasy perspective, a lot of flags for me, a lot of concerns. I'm basically trying to move Cam Akers, man, while I can. So, yeah, I already did in some leagues.
And we can just lump them. I'm not a big Darrell Henderson guy either, but just because I do like Cam Akers, but I like Henderson. He balled out this year while he was healthy. So it's just one of those things where it's like I don't just give me the cheaper guy, but I'm not going to go buy anybody.
Yeah, and Darrell Henderson had 4 carries, 7 yards, and 3 catches for 43 yards. And seems like the Rams need all hands on deck, even if guys were just coming back with hanging on from a thread. But they need all hands on deck from a running back room perspective.
Facts.
All right, man. Let's move on down to the wide receiver room for the Rams. So Cooper Kupp, man, big performance, 8 catches on 10 targets, 92 yards, 2 touchdowns, man. So he had the game-winning touchdown. That was key. That was crucial. He did his thing, man. So of course, number 1 overall wide receiver on the year from a fantasy perspective. 29 or 28 years old. He's gonna be 29 next year. How do you feel about Cooper Kupp, man? Is he a sell high, or do you just hold on to him and rock out with him?
I don't want to call him a sell high because we seen what he did this season, and Odell's banged up. We don't know what Robert Woods doing coming back, but give me that man tied to Stafford. There's 2 young studs, bro, that I'm in love with, and it's hard to say that he looks like the best receiver in real life in the NFL right now in this situation. Yeah. In Dynasty, you got to have Jamar Chase. You have to have Justin Jefferson for what they're doing at their age. But, if he's your 3rd wide receiver in Dynasty, I'm not going to argue with that because at 28, if he's tied to Stafford for 3 straight years, and you could tell me he's going to be, even if he comes down a little bit, the way he lapped everybody this year, if he can give me top 3 wide receiver years, 3 years in a row, give me that guy right after. Because I don't even know where Adams is going, where he's playing. Like, he can be my 3rd receiver going forward, bro.
Bro, hearing you say that make me feel good because I actually just did a trade. I went and got Cooper Kupp. I gave up CeeDee Lamb and DJ Shark. I got Cooper Kupp, and I got a 23 second. I feel good about that all day long. I mean, for me, like, this is a team where, has some young pieces. I was primarily young, but I don't stay in rebuild forever. You know what I mean? I usually look at it like, hey, turn that thing around in the next year or two. So year 3 or 4 should be competing. I do feel like Cooper Kupp can help me compete for a title in year 3 or 4, basically as a 31-year-old wide receiver, 32, especially tied to Stafford. And also looking at his game doesn't rely on speed, even though he does have some speed and he can run, but he's a route technician. He just gets it done, man, the way he floats across the middle and run those sound routes, man. And he's a red zone threat too, man. So give me that guy, man, that's going to get 10-plus targets and flirt with a couple touchdowns a game.
White guy with some of the best footwork in the league, bro. His footwork is stupid.
Bad. All right, bro. Let's talk about Odell, man. So, of course, 2 catches, 52 yards, and a touchdown. So, he definitely contributed. They needed that production from him before he went down, man. But, man, it just seems like Odell can't stay healthy, man. So, how do you feel about Odell going forward?
I'm pretty much just looking at him as, he's a depth piece. I will never go buy him. Ain't no point in trying to sell him unless somebody's going to give you something worth it. If not, just keep him on your team. What I think is he's going to re-sign with the Rams and just be one of those pieces to come help make a run later in the season if they do. But they should have a healthy piece coming back that is very solid into the offense also. So who knows what his real role will be, even if he comes back later in the season, to be honest.
All right, and let's just touch on Van Jefferson. So, he's a guy who I definitely don't mind having on the end of my bench just as a role player. If I see Rams start to get some injuries within their wide receiver room, he's a nice piece to add into your flex spot. But other than that, not really looking for much more than that. So,
and sneaky by Robert Woods, man. Go throw some seconds out, man. Like I said, I still like him. He's usually not injury prone. So he got an unfortunate injury this year, but I think he'll going to bounce right back. I think he's going to play. He's still tied to Stafford and McVay. I like Robert Woods, man. I would throw some seconds out, man. Try to add him to my roster.
All right, man, let's jump up to the Bengals wide receiver room. So let's start with T. Higgins, man. 4 catches on 7 targets, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns, man. T. Higgins is that, big wide receiver that go downfield and get yards and big chunks, man. So playmaker, bro. I definitely like his game, and he does a lot of dirty work too, especially on the edge, blocking, whether it's in the run game or blocking for Jamar Chase, cutting across the middle. You know what I mean? So T. Higgins is definitely a nice piece, man, to have. So he finished as the wide receiver 24 this year, so he's a wide receiver 2. Do you see him taking another step forward next year?
Yeah, he got banged up, missed some games, and then I think he was playing banged up, which I don't like. Just sit out, man. But I know people like to make plays for their teams. They like to be out there. But I think he started off pretty decent, and then he had a little mid-stretch like early in the season where it was just bad games. But as soon as he came back and finally started having his rhythm, he was a for sure starter. Sometimes he was having wide receiver 1 games, but at least having mid-level wide receiver 2 weeks, and he's a guy that can go give you a 30-point game also with that. So this is one of those teams that, in my opinion, can have 2 top 12 dynasty receivers, bro. And I really believe that too.
I agree, bro, especially when you got Joe Burrow that can flirt with 450 yards at any moment. Mm-hmm. So, they're throwing that ball, and especially with a lot of attention on Chase and a lot of attention on Higgins, they open each other up, man. Perfect situation. All right, let's transition to Jamar Chase. 21 years old, finished as the wide receiver 5, man, as a rookie. As far as in the Super Bowl, man, he had 5 catches for 89 yards, man. So, did his thing.
Yeah, man, he's pretty much everybody's number 1, number 2 receiver, and he deserves to be that. Easy.
Question for you, man. I almost busted a trade, and somebody wanted Jonathan Taylor for me, and I was asking for Chase, and they thought that was like a pretty good swap. I'm like, I think you got to add a little bit more. I had Taylor, so I was wanting a little bit more, even though I was going to go get Chase. What are your thoughts, man? Is that an even swap?
It's the closest thing to an even swap that you can get for Jonathan Taylor, bro. I understand it, like, running backs always hold more value because it's so hard to find, but, let's say Taylor got 3-4 years of dominance. Chase could have 10 years of that. So it just depends on what your team need on top of that, bro. So, yeah, bro. I understand it, bro. I would probably want the Taylor side, but that's probably the closest to a swap you can get in Dynasty for Taylor.
I agree. I like how you assess that. For me, I'm looking at, like, number 1 player in Dynasty with Taylor. Can't just give him up for you know what I mean?
But put
the cherry on top?
If you take away Superflex, how does that go?
Actually, this was a 1 QB league.
I know, that's what I said. Take away Superflex. 1-on-1 is Taylor. 102 could,
Yeah.
could be Chase.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chase, Jefferson, Najee, something like that. That's probably your 1 through 5, some shit like that. You feel me?
Yeah, I ain't mad at it. But at the end of the day, trade didn't work out that day, so
we can revisit it later.
yeah, it went down the way it's supposed to. All right, man, let's jump back in. So Tyler Boyd, man, so 5 catches for 48 yards, like you said earlier. This is a guy who's a key piece, other offensive veteran in the wide receiver room, 27 years old, so he's still young. But yeah, man, he's a guy who, if you got him on your roster, flex play, I'm running him. You know what I mean? Every week, just because it's a Joe Burrow offense.
Only in PPR though, man.
Yeah,
It's pretty much capped at like 50 yards every game, but he can go get you 4 or 5 receptions, and you take that, man. If I had to have a flex in a deep league that can lock me in 10 points every week, I'm not mad at that. At least he's not killing you. Feel me?
All right, man. Real quick on the tight ends, I'm not gonna spend too much time here. Let's stay on the Cincinnati side. Uzomah, man, like we saw him. Of course, he got hurt in the playoffs and came back in time for the Super Bowl. Are you streaming a guy like Uzomah?
They need to go invest in a guy like, I know this might not sound as sexy, but with all those athletes they got, imagine if you get a rejuvenated Evan Ingram out there, bro. He's a free agent right now. I know he's not the best blocker, but I felt like they're going to get the offensive lineman. Like they're going to work on that, whether it be, you go spend top dollar and get a couple in free agency, invest through the draft. But go pay a guy that's been banged up, but we know he's super athletic. And imagine him just running the field. David Njoku's, like a rejuvenated athlete, like a super athletic tight end with all those guys. That shit would be crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't want to use Uzomah, though.
Or O.J. Howard.
Yeah, something like that, bro, to put out there with the rest of them athletes, probably rejuvenate their whole career.
Yeah, and another guy who I do want to touch on quickly, Bryson Hopkins. So, of course, with Tyler Higbee being injured, this was a guy people were excited to see flash, especially in the Super Bowl. So, he had 4 catches, 47 yards. I know there's a lot of hype around him coming out of Purdue, just being one of the more athletic tight ends. So, that's the thing, especially with these rookie drafts. You just want to – it's a dart throw, man, but you try to nail an athletic tight end.
Facts. I mean, I like him. You seen him out there making plays when everybody else started going down. Looked like a guy that Stafford could trust for a little bit in the Super Bowl. So, I mean, you just got to make your leaps. You got to get the opportunity at tight end. You'll never know how good somebody is if they can't see the field. So, yeah, I seen you pull up that bad boy right there.
I had to, man. We're going to talk about him. Let's talk about him, man. Evan McPherson,
man.
The
number 1 kicker in Dynasty.
The number 1 kicker in Dynasty and redraft, folks. There you have it, Evan McPherson, man. He stayed out there for the halftime show. So, he didn't want to miss none of that. But
big GOAT. He balled out.
Yeah, man.
Balled out.
It's cool to see, like, a guy with that level of confidence, and then you got your quarterback that matches that same level of energy between your kicker and your QB. Like, you just know they just going to put up some points, man. So, yeah, man, I know there was a point in time everybody wanted Justin Tucker and even the Chiefs kicker and these high-scoring offense, but now insert Evan McPherson.
Yeah, give me the GOAT right now. Give me the GOAT.
Yeah, man. Gotta love that Cincinnati offense, man.
What kind of noise is it? Was that a GOAT noise?
I don't know, but gotta love that Cincinnati offense, that young special teams, like
facts. I want every piece on all levels. If they get a athletic tight end, I want every single piece that I can get on all levels.
Yeah.
That's fire, man. Anything else you want to talk about on these teams? Did we miss anybody?
Nah, any other guys on the fly you want to just hit on real quick if you got any? If not, we can plan for that, but either way, I don't know what comes to mind.
What is Mixon's value going forward?
You know what? It almost feels like that weird spot that we had about Zeke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, some people were still in, some people were wanting to get out, but the guy still put up a top 7 season. So, of course, parallel to Zeke finished as a top 7 back, even though it didn't look sexy. Mixon, same thing, but he had his big gains and big moments. But not seeing him get the third down work is like, man, like, come on. Like, he's clearly the best running back in that entire building. Like, what's going on? Leave him on the field.
Maybe they figure that shit out going forward, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see. But maybe if I feel like I just need, to add to my running back room, maybe Mixon might be a good piece to go get.
Facts. I feel like,
and it feels like that Zeke situation.
But I wouldn't feel crazy if you said, "Hey, he's gonna be a top 5 running back next year. Like he's gonna finish top 5." I'll be like, "Oh, I believe it. That offense is crazy."
Yeah.
So
a lot of scoring opportunities too. What it comes down to. So he's in a position to put up those points.
Facts. I'm going to email Cincinnati, man. Tell them they should go get a David Njoku or Evan Ingram. Today. To this day. Do right by Burrow. Don't Andrew Luck him. That's my last statement.
All right, man. Before we get out of here, man, get people an update on this DFS stuff, man.
Hey, I've been kicking Vic ass, man, and taking names. And the only name is Vic. Every week, I look forward to kicking ass and chewing bubble gum.
I'm bouncing back next year, bro.
6-3, 3-6.
It's cool.
I mean, yeah, it gotta be cool.
We should have did something with the Pro Bowl, man. I would have been, 4-6.
Man, that shit would have been trash,
And then
bro.
something with the HBCU Legacy Bowl. Then I would have been 5-6, but,
I mean, allegedly. Allegedly would have been 5-6, you feel me? But it's cool, bro. Good shit. We wrapped up how it was supposed to be. It worked out exactly how it was. So let's get into this. Say something good to the people. That's the closing. That's where we bring to the table anything we want to tell the listeners, man, whether it's good or bad, something we going through, something we want to promote. And I will start off by saying this. 2022, no more procrastinating again. Just knock out everything that needs to be done. Organize your life, organize your relationships, and refocus your focus, man, because we should be able to have the best years of our life this year. Last year was a suck-ass year, man, with everything going on, losing lives, suicide rates going up, pandemic booming. We need to figure out a way to take care of each other, take care of ourselves, and make 2022 the best year that we done had thus far. So, yeah, that's my word. What about you, Vic?
I like everything you said, and I'm going to give the flip side of that with all that you just said. Also know when to stay in your lane. So, of course, there are times where you got to be there for family and friends, but also you got to know when to stay in your lane too. So, basically that just comes down to knowing when to say no, but staying in your lane, knowing when to do that goes a long way.
Yeah, stay out the blinds, man. Quit being a nosy mug. Mind your own business, man, going forward. Me and Vic been talking about that a lot lately, just minding ours, man.
Yep.
So that's fire, man. Shout out to Avo. If Avo was here, he'd probably say some shit like protect your peace, make sure your mental good, call the ones you love and tell them you love them. So,
and he'd probably say you got to go feed them babies. So don't forget to feed them babies. That's what we about.
And right after he'd probably say something like fuck them kids. And then Vic would probably be like, I ain't going to say it, but thumbs up. And you know how we do, shout out to Louis too.
FTD.
Shout out to Louis, man.
Them dogs. Nah, man. But yeah, man, that's it, man. So this has been another edition of Dynasty Bros. We'll be back here in a couple weeks. We'll have DJ Avo. We're looking forward to getting to these prospects for the off season. I know the combine's coming up here pretty soon, and NFL draft coming up here pretty soon. So let's dive into these rookies, man, and you're ready for the next year's title runs, man.
Yerp, as in Vic would say. I said it for you. Are you mad that I said it before you?
Nah, man, but we out.
Hey, oh yeah. Yeah, that reverb.
Hit this.
Oh, hit the stop.